Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Sound427. Actually, today, what we're doing is a pay-per-view review, and this is actually on Night of Champions 2023, which actually took place today, actually May 27th, 2023, from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. And let's jump right into it, get right into the show, because I have a lot to say about the show. And kicking off tonight, which I did not like them doing this, because, let's not talk back and forth. Is the World Heavyweight Championship secondary or not? And this just make it feel secondary. This whole thing right here, just absolutely makes it feel secondary. Just to me personally, that's just to make it the way it makes it feel. Because this is what you're doing with the original World Heavyweight Championship, having a kickoff show and stuff like that. But this should have been a main event to me personally. Even though this was a great match, this definitely should have been a main event. Especially with the last match, because that was probably the best match on this show, to be honest. And you know what they did with the main event? I kind of understand it. I'll talk about that when the main event actually comes, but yeah, that World Heavyweight Championship match with kickoff night should have been the main event. We'll see what they do comes out of the future, because they can't have it kick off every single show, because they just feel like the original one. They're supposed to feel on the same level as Roman Reigns, even though he gets the main event every single time. Now let's jump into it. Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, this is a great match. There was no story going into this, because Seth was shooting a movie, actually shooting Captain America. That's what he actually shooting. So there's no story actually going into this match. And I have to say this was a great match. I don't know if they'll continue with this. I assume that he'll move on. I'm guessing Finn Balor. That's the only guy I can see on the card, because Gunther is the IC champion. I don't really see them doing that. So I just say Finn Balor be his next challenger at Money in the Bank in the UK, because I believe Finn Balor is from Ireland or UK. He's from overseas and stuff like that. So I think they'll definitely do that match, or maybe Damian Priest, they'll do that. But yeah, this match was absolutely great. The story of this match was actually Seth Rollins' leg. That was actually the story of this match. AJ Styles working over the leg, hitting a cash crusher a bunch of times. And I would definitely say this is predictable. I feel like if they put it on AJ, I feel like that would bring, more unpredictability. Even though going into the match, a lot of people did think that AJ was going to win. So, I mean, at the end of the day, was it predictable? Was this whole tournament predictable? I would say yes, it was. And, Seth he actually won. He actually hit a pedigree, didn't hit a stomp, but his actually leg actually wore out on him. So the first time he actually couldn't hit the stomp, but he hit the pedigree, hit the stomp for the win. This was a great match. I really don't pay attention to the internet and stuff like that, but a lot of people say this match was bad. I don't know if they just saying it because it kicked off the show. But, I mean, if you don't think there's a great match like me, I understand that. But to say the match is bad, I really, really don't get that. I thought it was a great match, a great way to open the show. I thought it was going to be Gunther Mustafa Ali opening the show, because this should have been the main event. But to look at in a positive way, Raw has a world champion. I don't know what they're doing with the two world championships on Roman, because they need to combine them. Why she's still carrying around two world championships, I really don't get that. But Seth is the champion. I'm definitely really happy for Seth Rollins. But, I mean, it feels like a secondary championship. At the end of the day, it's a secondary championship, especially with a kicking off the night like this. Second match on the show, just a match that I just did not understand. Yeah, I was just so uninterested in this Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus match. So Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. The thing that I took away from this match is that this will not be the last match. I mean, it was okay, to be honest. Okay, he has Zoe Stark coming here. I don't really see the appeal of her, but it's just an okay match. It was a generic match. Becky Lynch, she's put on great matches, but to be honest, since she actually came back at SummerSlam, what was that, 21? I really haven't liked her run as more than the original one. I love the original one way more than this run right here, but I mean, it's just okay. I mean, they really have nothing for Becky Lynch to actually do, to be honest. I mean, she's not going to go to the World Championship, but World Championship picture for the woman. She's not going to go to the World Championship picture, because Rhea Ripley's going to have that for a while. So what else they actually do with her? Put her with Trish, but Zoe Stark actually attacked Becky Lynch, and Trish Stratus picked up the victory. They'll definitely do a rematch at SummerSlam. I don't know if they'll do another match at Money in the Bank then SummerSlam, but I'm assuming it's going to be Zoe Stark and Becky Lynch, maybe in the Money in the Bank ladder match. They continue that feud, but I definitely see Zoe Stark and Becky Lynch actually going head-to-head. But yeah, Zoe Stark definitely, she gets the rub, because she ended with Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus and enter in this feud. Third match on the show, Gunther versus Mustafa Ali. The only reason they put Mustafa Ali in this match is because they were in Saudi Arabia. I didn't really get it, because I was like, why did they put him in this match? He just was feuding with Dolph Ziggler, being a jobber to Bobby Lashley. Put him in the Intercontinental Championship match. Didn't really make sense. But yeah, it was a decent match. He did a lot of cool moves inside this match. Mustafa Ali did a lot of cool stuff. But Gunther, of course, picked up the victory. Power bombs for the win. That's really about it. It was just generic, ordinary match, Raw type of match. But yeah, we knew Gunther was going to win this match, and it definitely was pretty decent coming out of there. Where does Gunther go from here? I mean, it's anybody on that Raw roster. Mustafa Ali goes back right where he was. That's the only reason they actually put him in the match, because they was in Saudi Arabia. But he just goes right back to where he was. It was definitely a decent match. Can't wait to see Gunther. Gunther is just getting, the more I see him, the more better he gets. I didn't really understand the appeal of Gunther, but now I definitely do. Fourth match on the show, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I was absolutely shocked by this outcome with Asuka picking up the victory. I could not believe it, because it was just like, I was like, there's no way they put the title on her now, where they could have just put it on her WrestleMania. Now, maybe they wanted Bianca to hold the championship to come the longest reign. They didn't say the longest reign the champion ever. They said the longest reign of the modern era. I don't know what record she broke, but it seems like the only reason they kept the title on just to break a record. But, you know, Bianca Belair versus Asuka, I'm really shocked at this. This was a really good match. Was it better than, I think I prefer, I mean, the end of this match was great, but I think I prefer the WrestleMania match over this match. I definitely think I do. But I was shocked by this outcome. So the outcome of this match is actually, so she sprays the Miz. Bianca Belair ducks it, because she knows the Miz is coming at this point, so she can't really distract her with that. But what Asuka does, actually spits on her hand, the Miz on her hand, and puts it in Bianca Belair's eyes when she's going for the KOD, and she blinds her with the eyes, put it in her eyes, hit 2 kicks on her. That was it for the win. I really couldn't believe this, and you know, I really think like, nothing was really going to happen on the show, so they kind of had to do this, because there was no like, and I'm not saying a title has to change hands each show, but these Saudi Arabia shows, they want to make them feel special. And to be honest, outside of that, this show really wouldn't have felt special at all, to be honest. Like, nothing really happened on the show besides the title changing hands. But yeah, this is a really, really good match. And I don't know what they're doing to Raw and SmackDown Championships. I'll get into that with the next match too. I don't know if they're doing that, but Asuka definitely is deserving of the victory. Definitely love to see her as the world champion. They should have just did this at Mania, but I guess they wanted Bianca Belair to hold the championship longer, to break some type of record. Fifth match on the show, Rhea Ripley versus Natalya. Now, when I first watched it, I didn't really get it. I was like, why are they having her get squashed like this? Then I get it, like, you want to build up Rhea Ripley, but then it kind of makes Natalya look so weak. Like, they definitely can't do another match. They better not do another match. I think they will do another match, but it really won't make sense. But you build it, which is fine. You build up one person, but then it's like you make Natalya look so bad with this. I mean, she attacked her before the match, drew her into 2 ring steps, and then Riptide for the win. 90 seconds for the win. I mean, it made Rhea Ripley look fantastic, but I just didn't think they would actually do that to Natalya. And that's what I was really shocked about. In the beginning, I was like, wait, what? They just did this? Then I started thinking about, they really want to build up Rhea Ripley to be a dominant on that be a dominant person on that Raw roster, because I mean, yeah, she's definitely holding that title for a long time. That's exactly why I said they got to do something with Becky Lynch, because she's not going anywhere with that championship, especially after this win. They're definitely going to build her up as a dominant heel on that Raw roster and take over that Raw roster. I don't know if they should move back to SmackDown. I don't know what they're doing with these women's championship yet, because they both are switched brands and they haven't swapped titles or anything. So I don't know what they're doing with that. So we have to see about that. Sixth match on the show, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. I'm really mixed on this match. On one hand, they tried to tell a good story, and on the one hand, it really didn't make sense. Just because he has a broken arm, but then you having a Kimura lock for that long. But then it's like, you know, you kind of have to suspend your disbelief, because, I mean, he would have been passed out. His arm would have dislocated or something, especially with a broken arm. But I mean, with I feel like the story that they told, I feel like this match should have been shorter, because when he first had it in Kimura lock and he was passing out, I was like, okay, this match is over. Then when they kept it going, I'm like, wait a minute, if they keep this going, Cody has to win. Then they kept it going just for him to do that same thing. So I'm a little mixed on this match. I would say it's decent. I'm just a little mixed on it. I definitely maybe have to check it out again. But he passed out from the Kimura lock. I mean, these matches are really the same thing. Crossroads, suplex, F5. I mean, SummerSlam will be the same thing. It seems like this match is definitely happening at SummerSlam. And I already know what the SummerSlam main event is. And I'll get into that once I get into this main event. Let's get into the main event. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns Solo Sikoa. Now, I had Roman Reigns Solo Sikoa winning this match, because they said the Usos wasn't going to be there. Now, of course, that's just kayfabe or whatever. But I was thinking, like, maybe they really won't be there. So that's really, I just said, you know, I picked them. The main event for SummerSlam is Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos. That's the main event. I don't know how that could be the main event. We had the World Heavyweight Championship now, and Roman Reigns, I don't know when he's going to ever defend his championships again, but that's look like that's going to be the main event, especially with this ending. Now let's go to the end of this match. So you have Roman Reigns basically taking over. He's down there. And then you see the Usos come out of nowhere. They start super kicking Kevin Owens. So I'm like, oh, the Usos are here. So I'm just like, okay, so you give them a reason for Roman Reigns to lose. I did not think they were going to do the way they did it. So they start super kicking Kevin Owens. They flip the announce table over him. Start super kicking Sami Zayn. So they're super kicking him. Then they super kick Sikoa by accident. Take him out. Roman Reigns gets back in. He starts mugging Jey Uso. Jimmy Uso super kicks Roman Reigns. Super kicks him again. He's taken out. I did not expect them to go full on split of the bloodline. Like they were going full with it. I did not expect. I thought they were going to do timid, like, oh, the Usos just distracted him and they lost, but they went full on with it. And you know, I would say I'm cool with that. You know, I'm not cool with this tag team match. I don't think they need to do that at SummerSlam. But it's obvious that Cody and Brock is not done, and it's obvious that this match is not done. They're not going to end this tag team match at Money in the Bank, so it's going to happen at SummerSlam. I don't even think that's really the main event of SummerSlam, like a tag team match like that, but it's just definitely what they're going to be doing. But then I just thought about it, which this is a kind of contradiction inside the match, because Roman Reigns was the legal person, but you know they wasn't going to pin Roman Reigns. Sikoa gets back inside the ring, takes a stunner, takes a haluva kick, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens actually pick up the victory. I definitely say this was a really good match. It definitely furthered the story of the bloodline is basically over at this point. I mean, I just don't see how they actually go forward at this point. Definitely setting up the SummerSlam match. I think Roman's going to take a hiatus until after Money in the Bank. I think that's what we're going to do. And then they're going to ramp up this storyline going forward. And I don't know what they do with Solo and Usos being on the same brand, because I feel like this would work better if they were on different brand, because you can say like they're kind of separate. But since they're on the same brand, like what is going to happen Friday? And Roman's going to be on the show Friday. So they're basically going to start to build the SummerSlam on Friday. But it's great to see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens get the victory in Saudi Arabia. I think that was probably, even though I picked Solo and Roman, that was the right decision. Do that. Had the fans go home happy with that. But this tag team match at SummerSlam was something I'm not really looking that forward to. I mean, I'm not really intrigued with it at all. But definitely, I'll say overall as a show, I definitely will give the show a thumbs up. It was not as good as Backlash or Mania, but it still is a thumbs up show. It's definitely better than a lot of shows that we've got inside the past, but I definitely give the show a thumbs up. Match of the night was Seth and AJ, just to me personally. That was the only great match. The rest of the matches were good. That was the only great match on the show. There really wasn't any bad matches, to be honest. I mean, he had a squash match. You can't really say it's bad. It's a squash match. You can't really say it's bad. But I definitely give this show a thumbs up. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Definitely want to see where they go with them, because I mean they have to go feud with somebody else, because I'm assuming they're done with the bloodline. They have to be done with the bloodline at this point. So it's very interesting to see that. Some of your thoughts on the comment section below. What you think about this Night of Champions pay-per-view? What you think is thumbs up, thumbs down? What was your favorite match? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.